For over 6 hours on Monday, October 4, 2021, social media giant Facebook was shut down. This blackout not only affected the number one social media platform, but its subsidiaries, Instagram and WhatsApp. This is the worst outage for the technology giant since the last downtime in 2019. According to outage tracking website downdetector.com, 10.6 million reports were received from across the world, with the first report appearing by 3:45 p.m. GMT. This is the largest reported case on the site till date. After extended hours of service interruption, Facebook Chief Technology Officer Mike Sharepfa went on competitor's platform Twitter to offer some words of assurance, saying it was just some network issues. He said, "Sincere apologies to everyone impacted by outages on Facebook-powered services right now. We are experiencing networking issues, and teams are working as fast as possible to debug and restore as fast as possible." This outage came at a time when a whistleblower, a former employee of Facebook, Frances Haugen, claims that the company prioritizes profit over users. While Facebook was battling to get to the bottom of the matter, other social media sites were having a field day. Twitter, on its official handle, tweeted, "Hello literally everyone." This was an obvious indication that with its strongest rival down, attention will almost definitely be focused on the Bird app. As the migration of eyeballs fell on Twitter, users started reporting some issues with it. This prompted the Twitter support page to quickly tweet, "Sometimes more people than usual use Twitter. We prepare for this moment. But today, things didn't go exactly as planned. Some of you may have had an issue seeing replies and DMs as a result. This has been fixed. Sorry about that." After over 6 hours of outage, Facebook finally comes online, announcing that services have been restored, while blaming the failure on faulty configuration change. The effect of the over 6 hours of blackout, which shook the online community, could be felt in businesses that depend on these platforms to survive. As traffic moved to competing apps, Facebook stock fell by nearly 5%. It also knocked its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, down from 5 to 6 in the ranking of the world's richest people. He is now worth about $116.8 billion US.
All right, now you've seen that backgrounder. That's actually setting the tone for our discourse today. I'll tell you my story, my experience of that. This was about 4:35. I had sent a message and I was waiting for a response. I sent severally and it wasn't dropping on WhatsApp. And I wondered, what is happening? And someone had told me, "Cecil, I sent you a WhatsApp. What happened? You have not responded." And I felt, okay, there's something wrong with my network. I use my mobile network. I use my external data connection. They were all the same problem. Then I said, "Oh, the hacker, someone is trying to hack my WhatsApp." That's what I thought, because I've learned from some friends that when these hackers get into your device, they try to, you don't have access to it, you can't control it. So I felt that was what was happening to me. Suddenly, I went online and I checked and I realized that, oh, okay, it's a general problem. I understood it's everywhere in the US that servers were down. People started calling me. I tried making an attempt to answer the questions and explain to people what's happened. For many people, for some people, they thought the world was going to come to an end. Well, some persons actually told me that. I was wondering, 6 whole hours, there was no connection. Come on, before social media, we existed, we were good. Anyhow, we're going to talk about this some more as we continue the program. All right, it's time for you to meet my guest. My guest is a blogger. He's a social development expert. He's so many things to his credit. Help me in welcoming the CEO of dotunroy.com. Dotun, you're welcome. Dotun Fadeyi.
Fadeyi.
Yiye. I don't know why it's Yiye. Oh, I know Fadeyi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
what
why did
many
you add
people
it?
are used to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a popular sport in Lagos, and but when you go to Ye, People always want to remove that.
Yes, let's remove that one.
It actually makes sense when you complete everything.
What's the meaning?
Fadeye. Fadeye means that it's a family name that I grew up to know. So,
what's the meaning?
I mean, it might mean it to my great-grandfather and the rest of them, but to me, I see it as a name, and I have to carry on the name.
Okay. All right, Dotun, thank you very much for coming around.
Thank you for having me, Cecil.
Let me just go straight up. This is what happened. You've heard what happened. What's my first thought? Okay, my WhatsApp is being hacked. I better alert everybody. Someone is trying to hack my WhatsApp. You can't get me. I started realizing, what was the first thing before you actually knew it was a general problem?
Just like you thought it was an hacker, I felt the same way. But at a point, I thought it was network. So I dropped my phone, and after an hour, I went back again. And like, wow, this message is not still hanging. So I have to put on my phone.
I did.
On it again. And then after I on it, I realized this message was still remaining the same. So I have to uninstall my WhatsApp. I uninstall.
I thought about that
app,
too, but I felt...
Which led to me losing so many messages that I didn't back up prior to uninstalling. So it was a loss on my own part for doing that out of curiosity to know the problem. So it eventually dawned on me that Facebook was hanging as well. So I went to Facebook. I realized Facebook was hanging. I went to Instagram, and it's owned by same organization. Yes. So it became dawned on me finally that that particular organization have been facing some challenges. So later on, someone on Twitter tweeted that, oh, did you guys notice Facebook has been hanging everywhere? So that's when I knew that, oh, Facebook and the rest are having problems. So eventually, we receive an apology from them.
Yeah, you know, I did the restart thing. Then while I was still when I later found out, I had to go on to go. I wanted to ask Google, what can I do when my phone is hanging? Yes, I needed to do something. Then suddenly I just said, okay, I should just check. I just checked WhatsApp hanging. Then announcer is seeing so many. Then later my mobile, my internet data connecting service provider sent a message to us saying that it's not their fault that they saw. Oh, now I got relaxed and I started asking everybody this question. People started calling me. I almost felt like the deputy CEO of Facebook.
Honestly, you know the most shocking part of it was the fact that Facebook and the rest has given us seamless services that nobody could ever think that they would have problem like that, and that was the reason why it took the world by storm like that, and the whole world stood still because Facebook and this app that we thought they were just something to fiddle around, to play around, has really penetrated our lives. That if they stop today, a lot of people may go bankrupt.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
that is as big as that.
At what point did we rope our lives around this thing?
We jokingly play around these things, and gradually it sank into us.
Someone told me that, and I felt I couldn't breathe.
And many people now Ali could do without Facebooking within a second. Now you see, the side effect of this social media thing. The downside, let me not say the side effect, the downside is people tend to overdo it. Now, over time, people begin to see it as an addiction because you couldn't control the nudge, the urge to do it. Even when something important is going on, someone is having an important conversation with you, you want to keep fiddling with your phone. We want to know who is sending you message per time. You want to know how you're going to send those emojis and stickers to keep the conversation going while other things are going on around you, and it makes everything look so boring.
Yeah, because
so to speak, because even couples now, for them to have good conversation is becoming like an expensive stuff. You see wife friendly with her phone showing her husband or her fiancé or something, or her husband something on phone. Why the husband too would let me check.
You know, family and friends who go out for dinner, picnic, and everybody's on their phone.
It's making life so boring because conversation sometimes makes a particular environment a lively place. So when your attention is being diverted to something as small as a tablet or your mobile smartphone, it makes everywhere goes crazy.
I know, it makes everywhere go crazy. You can be part of this conversation. Tell us, when it happened, when Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, you couldn't access it, what ran through your mind? What was the first impression? Tell us your reaction. Share it to us on our WhatsApp line via text message or WhatsApp to 0801 177 82020. You can also tell us what you think life would be without social media. Anyhow, we went on the street and we actually asked people these questions, and here were their replies.
Honestly, it was really, really bad because I had somebody that I needed to send some data to immediately at around, I think, 6 p.m. So the person was busy calling me and was asking me, haven't I gotten, as in I should be able to send him the data. So I sent it, I sent for over 2-3 hours. I noticed the message haven't gone. So it was later on when somebody was now telling me that they took down Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and that is why messages are not going. I said, me too, I was beginning to wonder if my phone was having a problem.
I did not feel anything. What I thought of, first thing I thought is, maybe it's from my network, MTN network, because MTN is what I'm using in my browsing stuff. But I did not feel anything.
Initially, I felt it was just a network issue that maybe in the next few minutes it might be resolved. But then realizing that such happened for like 7 hours, you see that the whole world was grounded. And if Nigerians should check with just those little things that happened within that few hours, we should know that even the ban of Twitter was very wrong, because at that moment we realized that we're just stagnant. So we're in a digital era, and the earlier government realizes that, the better. We can't do without social media because the world have gone digital.
Initially, I thought it was Nigerian government that decided to ban WhatsApp and Facebook. So I was like, what's up? Though that was what I heard though. And I remember sending messages and it wasn't going through. The only thing I was able to do was view status, and which was weird, and it was, a bit shaky and boring. And though I wasn't actually bothered with it because I was more of a bookish person.
I had to start switching off, turning on my phone. I turned on my phone, I guess, up to 5 times just to make sure that, okay, it's not from my phone. Yeah, at the end of the day, I had to also check my data to make sure I still have data. And after realizing that I was having data, I was like, okay, probably it's network or something. So I had to chillax and wait to see if it would come back. Yeah. And secondly, if all these things are to stop completely, man, life no go sweet. It will be hard. It will be hard for people to cope, seriously. Yeah, for me, because I'm a social media freak.
I thought my app was crashing, so I had to uninstall the app and install it again. But luckily, I went on Twitter with my VPN and I noticed that other people around the world, not even Nigeria, were having the same problem. So I knew it was a problem from Mark Zuckerberg.
I thought it was a network glitch. Maybe my network provider were at it again, and I turned off my phone several times. I turned it back on, and I noticed. I went to WhatsApp, went to Instagram, noticed the same thing. I'm actually not on Facebook, so I noticed that it was between WhatsApp and Instagram, and it wasn't loaded. I couldn't send messages, and my friends were calling me like, "Come online!" And I came online. I couldn't receive messages.
All right, so that's Vox Pop on the street, people's opinion. And someone like you actually uninstalled and tried to reinstall. And part of the thing I also did when as soon as I found out that it was a case of Facebook having some issues, I just thought, Nigerians will start saying the president has banned Facebook. That'll be the next thing. So as much as possible, I tried telling a lot of people, please, spread the information. This is a Facebook issue from their sites and all that stuff. So your thoughts on the Vox Pop?
To me, honestly, I know a lot of young people are going to be having that hard time at that point within that 6 hours. That a lot of young people, you can see them saying what they went through, but no, the reality that we are yet to accept about fintech, big tech companies, is the fact that they are codedly becoming superpowers.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we are yet to really embrace that reality, and the reality became clearer a few days ago when the whole world, stood still, because these platforms have gradually become part of our lives, particularly when the pandemic hit us hard in 2020. A lot of businesses jump on Facebook. A lot of people were passive about using social media before. They thought were for young people. They thought were for hot-blooded young people who want to hook up with a life partner and the rest. But when pandemic hit everybody, they jump on on these platforms, social media, to begin to sell what were their wares. They begin to sell their businesses. They created. I know a lot of people who criticized me back then that why are you doing all these things now. During pandemic, he practically begged me to open all the accounts for them. He even paid me.
Yeah, I was.
So now, So now the reality, the pandemic had made us to really understood that these platforms are actually essential part of our lives. And even what happened a few days back, a lot of businesses lost a lot of money. Now, even Mark Zuckerberg, the founder, the owner, the CEO, I learned he lost about $7 billion. He
dropped from the fifth most richest to the sixth. I'm so sad. Like, he's getting poor.
Someone under 40 who could make such amount, who could become that, who could attain that status before 40 years. You should understand that those platforms are actually money spinning platforms. So people who are not part of it, who felt they are for fun, they are missing out. So many people lost their money. Facebook owner lost $7 billion.
Oh,
$7 billion USD.
Yeah, he lost $7 billion. I moved from 5 to 6.
And
I was supposed to be crying.
USD is being lost every 1 hour, according to NetBlocks. He did that platform on the website did the analysis of the amount of, even Twitter. Nigeria has lost a lot of money for shutting down Twitter alone. So we need to begin to see the role of these big tech companies and begin to embrace them.
Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see. Let me quickly take a few messages and then. Okay, who is this? Please, you can send your messages to our phone number, which is showing on your screen. Text messages and WhatsApp only. I see a couple of you, like someone trying to call right now. Please don't call. And the number is 081-177-82020. Please do share with us your thoughts. What happened when you found out that these social media platforms were not functioning for the hours that they did? All right, so is this. Dear presenter, my name is Ayongo Godspa from Warri, Delta State. Facebook is quickly sending something to somewhere. Facebook is quickly sending something to somewhere. Okay, I really don't get that. You may want to explain better later. All right, it's another thing is that it affects on businesses. Yes. Like within I had spoken to someone earlier today who had talked about the fact that she's a food company. Yeah. They were waiting for orders. Others were not coming. People were placing orders. The others were not coming. They were all confused. What is happening? Delivery guys were wondering what's happening. Everything just kind of disrupted everything. Exactly. As we know it.
Exactly. Just imagine NTA having a live stream on Facebook. And you are to do some couple of adverts for some people within that hour. Do you think they would take it lightly? We would rather probably pay them back for those ads you didn't run because of little snag or glitches that happened because of that outage, because they will be looking forward to see it. And by the time the Facebook is back and they ask you where is even because Facebook automatically saved the video or whatever stream you did on it. So when they try to search your Facebook and they couldn't see the ad, they will have to ask for their money. So that's the way many people lost major deals and and gigs within that 6 hour. A lot of gigs were lost and major deals were lost because there was nothing anybody could do about it. The Facebook staff, let me say this, all those tech guys, they were even prevented from having access to correct the anomaly because everything is being run by code. The AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
They had to scan their face, they had to scan their body, and when the system suddenly shut down, everything that could scan the technician, the staff that will attend to the problem became difficult. So that is the side effect. That is the downside of using AI to program everything. So I think Facebook will begin to look for alternative means should this thing occur again, so that they will be able to attend to it, because 6 hours is no joke.
Yes. It happened in 2019.
Yeah.
Yes, but it wasn't as long as this and it wasn't as widespread as this. Yeah. But this one was 6 hours.
6 hours.
Now I'm wondering what will happen if it was 24 hours? 2 days, maybe.
Man, a lot of things will happen. So 6 hours, they were still trying to get the right person to attend to it, because you have to scan the person, you have to know it's actually the person, because we are dealing with data here. According to them, they say our data are saved with them.
Okay, that's another thing we're going to talk about. That's another thing. How safe are you?
These data that we put on this platform?
How safe are your information with these guys? That's part of the issues that we'll be talking about as we continue. Yeah. Remember that Facebook Facebook company has an issue right now in the US. Yes. So yes, we'll get to see clips of that as we continue the program. Yeah. All right, please send your messages coming in. I said messages coming in, not text, not phone call. And we had a chat with an ICT expert, Innocent Courier. He gave us his thought about what happened on Monday, October 4, and the way forward. Here is it.
Well, till this moment, there has not been an official statement of what exactly happened. But what we know that the three platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, had a downtime that lasted for hours. That is precisely on Monday afternoon in Nigerian time. So for the moment, that's the much. There were rumors of hack, there were rumors of compromise, and all that, but it's not yet officially and professionally stated that this is exactly what happened. And so until then, we can't say this is what happened. All we know that the platforms were down for some hours, and that's actually created a bit of panic around the world. Okay, for me personally, first I did not realize I was a shutdown of the platforms. Initially, I felt it was a network issue from my internet service provider, but over time, after some moments of, I noticed that I could access other platforms, websites. I could do other things online, but those particular platforms were not going through. So I decided to dig a little bit online to know what's happening about news, and I got to find out that Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are offline, and so at that point there was no way to communicate or to even share, socialize. But one thing I noticed that happened was that there was a move to the alternatives. That is when some friends who couldn't reach out use alternatives like Telegram to reach out and say, "Guy, are you there? This is what's happening." I think it's on those alternative platforms we were able to communicate until they were back up online. Well, I think before saying anything about a world without social media, let's talk about this world with social media. What is the effect? Because the thing that happened on Monday is a call to action, is a call to action regarding how our lives has changed. the online space has totally changed the way we live as humans, and there's nothing we can do about that. But the only thing we can do is to pay attention to the aspects that are very critical. And I want to look at it from three perspectives or thereabouts. First is our business life has been taken over by the social media platforms or the online space. And I believe on Monday, within the hours that the three platforms were down, a lot of businesses were at loss. Facebook had a big loss. It was reported that Facebook lost about $7 billion in advert revenue and shares. When they came back, they bounced a bit back. So that's a little bit scary on what happens if these platforms, say, sleep for a whole day. What will happen? So that's why people will begin to look at how do you safeguard yourself, your business, while online. And that takes us to another aspect of the concern that the event of that day brought up, and that's security. It's also rumored that about half of the number of active users that Facebook has, that their data is open in the dark internet being sold. And then that brings us to a concern of security. How safe are we while online? How safe is our national assets? How safe is our individual persons? So it calls to action for us to begin to pay attention to how we take cybersecurity, how we take our safety online, what do we share and what not to share. How do we, is there alternatives to all these platforms, assuming they close their eyes today and say they are no more? What happens to our lives? A world without social media is in the past, if you ask me. So, because our lives have been transformed to live online. And for that reason, what I think we're going to happen is that we're going to be seeing a lot of alternatives to the major players and the social network platforms, such that we will not be able to say if this guy is off, we have another place to play. I think that's what's going to happen.
Most of our customers, they order through the internet, especially Facebook and WhatsApp and then online. And it was like there was no customer there. I was wondering whether people, or there are not people on the other part of the world again, as if people have gone to another part of the world, because others were not coming in that is supposed to come in. So there was a lot of confusion everywhere. And I went to the delivery point. What is happening here? What is happening? I asked my colleague, is there any problem? They should check their WhatsApp, check their Facebook, check the online. What is happening? There was nothing. There was no reception, and it was like everything has come to a standstill in the world.
So you lost money that day?
We lost a lot of money. Customers were complaining how their orders were not delivered, which we did not see any order at that moment because everything was just total shut down. We lost a lot of money that very day, and our sales was not even up to what we used to say because we didn't get all those orders coming in and we didn't pack any, so a lot of money was lost.
You have your phone.
Okay, all right. That was two respondents, an ICT expert, to give us his thoughts. First, about what he's thinking when that just happened, and of course, world without social media and all that stuff. World without social media. Well, we just talked about it. It's going to be, our life is so revolved around it now that without it, it may seem very empty.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the more mysterious thing about this fourth industrial revolution, which we are currently in, is the combination of digital revolution and information technology. Now, information rules the world. As I speak to you, whoever has an information that's what they term content now. Whatever information you have at your own disposal, if you know how to harness it properly, you become richer than someone who does not have any information at all. So now all these platforms are being created for people to put some information there that can yield profit. So that's why we advise some people who do not really have their another major information per se, but to share information about themselves, about what they do, about their businesses to the world. So instead of sharing gossip of other people, information about unnecessary stuff, now create information around what you do, which could be your business, could be your career, it could be your religion, it could be anything.
I agree, but
and
we
you
know that we know.
You become rich.
Well, I agree, but I want to tell that to Linda Ikeji, who she sells gossip, and gossip sells for her.
Yeah. Gossip never sold a dime until Linda Ikeji
I know, right?
jump on that platform and, use her 6 cents and begin to make money.
All right, let's take some messages. My name is King Clinton. I felt very bad. I thought my phone had a problem. I had no option but to sleep. I later found out it was a general problem. All right, I was thinking my data went bad and I had to buy data. Cecil, I was thinking rapture has started and the social media space and the next human race. Okay, I was thinking rapture has started with the social media space and the next human race. Gabriel from Benin City. Okay, who is this? Good afternoon, my name is Sammy. When I hear Facebook was down for some hours, I could cry because I felt it was a dream. All right, I think basically the temporary breakdown was a blessing to Telegram in disguise. Yes. You can see that other people migrated to Telegram, people migrated to Twitter. In fact, Twitter had a fun time on. If you've checked the first feature we had, Twitter actually just said, well, they welcomed everybody to their platform.
If there is a word to be used on social media called exodus from WhatsApp to Telegram to Duo, all those platforms will receive guests, sudden guests. And a lot of groups, they were WhatsApp before. The moment they realized WhatsApp actually crashed, like, wow, this is actually a major warning for us to have a backup plan for whatever it is that we discuss on this group. And because anything can happen at any time. So who says Telegram may not crash?
Yes.
Who could ever
actually
thought
with the migration to Twitter, Twitter was overwhelmed that they started having their own network issues.
Yes.
So their support group quickly went and took care of that and told people that no, they can still remain, everything is okay. I mean the people trolled Facebook a whole
lot. And it's a major message for us. It's a wake-up call for us in Africa. Honestly, what are we selling to the world? What are we selling? Do we have to wait for international Western in particular to dictate whatever we want to, the direction we want to go? I mean, look at how they've turned the whole world. I mean, 3 billion human on the face of the earth are on these platforms. And they are breathing, they are eating and living on it. And making money on it. And look at how the whole thing shook the world.
Good
so
day.
What is Africa
Let's
giving?
take a few messages and then we'll go on to something else. Good day, I'm Daniel. Okay, I'm Daniel Nkwasu. The issue that occurred with Facebook shut down for those few hours shows how, okay, we've taken that before, how strong the global community is. Good day. About the social media meltdown, the first thing that got into my mind was that my account was hacked. I just had to put off my phone severally. It was really weird. All right, dear presenter, my name is Dolapo. I had to uninstall. I lost a lot of messages. Social media has become an addiction. True.
I'm telling you.
True. My name is Wisdom Togi. That night, I was surprised. I thought it was data, but when my neighbor began to complain, we went out searching for data. And my desire for River State, the network that day was not easy. I thought my data had finished. Okay, and hacked too. And also hacked. Now, one thing I want us to talk about is the issue with Facebook right now. The lady, for those of you who don't know, for some days now, a former employee of Facebook, Frances, I can't remember her other name now, she actually came out to say that Facebook have some issues that they are hiding. You know all those information you give to Facebook. Have you ever wondered what they do with it? When you enter everything at the end, and you know there is this whole terms and conditions that is so lengthy.
No Nigerian ever read that thing, and we will always just agree with whatever condition they give to us and jump on it.
Yes, so somehow you give them all your information, and what they do with it is what you don't know. Well, Frances came out to tell us that Facebook actually is more concerned about money, making money, than your safety and other issues that concerns the public. Anyhow, she had this interview on 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is a program on CBS. She had this interview. It was quite revealing, and it's been all over the internet. Here is a clip of it where she talked about what Facebook does with the information you share. You know, that is an issue of bad news sells, you know, things, negative sells. So Facebook knows that that is what people want to, so they give it up to you, even if it's causing you any harm.
Well, call her disgruntled, call her wicked, call her, I believe her. I believe, see, big tech companies, they have their own issues. And even before now, US government still put some of them under scrutiny. You're aware, right?
Yes.
Before the whistleblowing, they are still under scrutiny, but they allow them to fly, to flow their business because they are creating job opportunities for people around the world. And there are benefits, a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
I would say the benefit outweighs the downside.
Yeah,
but
the downside,
people's data should be crucial to them more than anything, more than the profit.
Yeah.
What we put there are not safe. Believe me, trust me. Whatever, see, the only information that is still safe or data that is safe is the one you still have in your head. See, whether Facebook or any other big tech companies, apps or platform, forget whatever you put on keyboard is already in the public.
See,
forget it. The only information that you still have safe. I've seen them promising us that our data is safe. We are going to respect your privacy.
You know, from what she's saying, yeah, practically all of them.
Yeah.
You know, from what she's saying, for those likes, those times you like something,
yes,
Facebook already recorded it. No, okay, these are the kind of things this person
likes. They already know. They can use that to monitor you, to judge your personality. No, have you played those tarot cards? Those psychic game that you play, that they judge you, they tell you your personality, your temperament, the kind of husband you like to have, the kind of profession you would like to flourish in. You know, some of those things are what they use. I've played it several times, and most times I don't publish. Once I play and they get me, I mean, they get you accurately.
Yeah, but
you begin to wonder, how did they get to know all these things about me? It is based on the likes you have had in the past. You know, many of us have been on Facebook for 10 years.
Yes.
Facebook have been around for almost 15 years.
Yes.
So, close to 20. So, a lot of people have been on that platform for those years. For me, I've been on Facebook since 2008. Imagine 2008 till now. And some people have been there before me. So I was so reluctant before I joined Facebook. So, but those are the things they use over the years. They begin to compile your data. Those here. Each individual on the face of the earth that have registered and have a particular handle on their platform have been monitored.
Yeah.
Forget it. You are no longer. You are not living. No privacy. No privacy. That's the downside of.
Just before we talked about the fact that they give you all these whole terms and conditions. Does anybody ever read it? Oh, should I get maybe I should get a lawyer to help me read it before I say okay.
No one has ever read it. No one. See, have you noticed that some of these terms and conditions usually have these big vocabs that you will need to look at dictionary to get what they mean. So they know that most people are non-speaking English, non-English speaking countries will just go with the flow because they believe that app is suitable for them.
Yeah.
Once you read first line, second line, you see some big vocabs and you get turned off. You just say, why wasting my time reading this? Just click agreed.
Okay,
agreed. Then this this thing comes up. Bot checker. Usually bot checker come. They may say click on lorries, click on bicycle. Those are bot checkers to know whether you are a robot or not. They want to really know. See, Facebook is about human monitoring. To me, see, that is the way I see. Each time bot checkers come up, you begin to wonder why are they so particular that you must be human?
Yes.
When there is artificial intelligence coming up, why are they particular about you? You must be human. Because when you get to that bot checker, they will ask you, "Are you human?"
If you ask me, now who
Why
I
are
go
they
ask?
particular about you being human before you join the
I
platform?
have no idea.
So there's an
Let's take a
agenda.
message now. Who is this? Hello, presenter. Nice work out there. The temporary disengagement of Facebook, WhatsApp apps came to me as a shock. My fiance was the first person to inform me about it. She complained about it as though her phone was having issues until I confirmed, and others were calling me for the same. My dear, it wasn't easy. This writer is writing in from Kaduna. I say my name is Uncle Sopu from Zaria in Kaduna State. Okay, let's see who is here again. Who is this? Said I felt it was network. I left the program and came back again, and I saw the same thing. I went to Google to log in through Google, and I saw that it was still okay. It wasn't the same on Google though. All right, my name is Atim Samuel from Benue State. Hi, I love your program. To me, I feel that I felt that it may be the federal government that wants to ban Facebook or something. So that something went wrong with my account. Well, at least now you know. We've told you it's not the federal government. It's a global thing. Okay, who is here again? All right, we'll take WhatsApp later, but quickly, let's still take a look at the lady Frances from the former staff of Facebook.
All right.
She talked about the fact that Instagram was being used to they target teenagers who actually go there and they get and work on their psyche. Some of them are depressed. She talked a whole lot about it, but let's take a clip from that and then we'll talk about it. All right, let's watch Frances on 60 Minutes on CBS.
What she said is actually true, then that means Facebook is actually phony. Facebook, Instagram, they are phony because I've seen them saying they don't like underage content, blah 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 blah. I've seen a lot of accounts being hacked down, because they put underage teen girls content on their platforms. Yeah. So why this? And again, have you noticed that because of Instagram, a lot of ladies now go into body enhancement journey. Personally, they want to look a particular way because they've seen a lot of fake, I don't know, fake bodies, fake super banging body in quote on Instagram.
People present a fake life on Instagram, and so everybody wants to see that as the model, as the ideal. They want to go there and try to see how they can mold and sculpt the body to be like that.
How would you even believe that some of these ladies you see are not underage girls? Because after they have underwent that particular surgery, their body will look so mature as if they're actually above 18. You see where this lady is coming from. I believe every word she said about this particular whistleblowing stuff, because I think majorly the whole idea of these big tech companies is profit. America is a capitalist country and nobody wants to lose. Okay, so if they do that, if they harness or doctor whatever community rules and regulation or whatever they have to suit this particular purpose in order to make money, I believe.
Now, can social media be regulated? That's a big thing because it's in an open space where there are practically no regulations. Different countries are trying to come in to see how they can get to manage this. I mean, different societies have their different cultures, values, and all. So what works in country A may not work in country B, may not work in country C, Nigeria. Anyhow, gradually, beg your pardon. As we try to round up this program, as I drive toward the end of this program, it's important that you stay safe when you're on these devices. We just put together a clip or two on how you can get to maneuver in any of the social media platforms. So let's see. I mean, information can never be too much. We've talked about social media safety on this program before. Today, we're just giving you a clip or two on what, like a reminder. Enjoy it.
Social media users' concerns about their privacy have spiked in recent years. Incidents of data breaches have alarmed many users and forced them to rethink their relationships to social media and the security of their personal information. These growing privacy concerns have prompted advocacy for tighter regulations, and we all need to enlighten ourselves on the social media privacy guidelines. The privacy settings on social media platforms allow users to control who sees the information they put out there, and as a result, controls how secure your information is. Facebook. Not only should you consider who can see what you post online, it gives you the option of private, friends, friends of friends, and public. But also what organizations can assess when it comes to marketing. Things like your birthday, hometown, and interests may be assessed by businesses to tailor the advertising to you. Instagram. Instagram users can tailor their profiles in the information and pictures they share. The photo focus of Instagram means that privacy settings are much more black and white. Users can either make their profile private or public, determining if people need permission to follow you. A kind of bouncer to your personal photos, so to say. The worry is that the obsession with the number of likes you can get on a picture can lead people to leave their profiles wide open and exposed for anyone to see. Privacy is important because it enables individuals to have control over their life. Personal information is very important in making decisions about an individual. Restricting access to vital personal information can help individuals to have control over their lives. This is because no decisions will be made in secret without their knowledge. Therefore, privacy is important because it gives individuals absolute control over their lives.
Something for you to note and, try to be a little more careful when you're online. All right, the program is still the Medley Show, and I'm still, I've been having a chat with my friend, Dotun of dotunroy.com. Dotun, thanks for coming around.
Thank you, Ceci.
All right, quickly, let's take a few messages. All right, this person, you didn't write your name, you just said Cecilia. Okay, you just said presenter and you gave an applause. Thank you very much. All right, good day, presenter. The meltdown taught me a lesson never to trust my business with online only. I've started maintaining good relationship with my local customers because no one knows tomorrow. Charles from Benin City. Well, I mean, can we really come back? I don't know. Okay, let me just take this one, then you react quickly. Good morning. Okay, afternoon, presenter. Social media help us to connect with most of our friends we've not seen for a long time. But for me, I think social media plays more negative impact than positive impact on the society. When Facebook and Instagram went down, I was thinking the federal government again, but I later understood it wasn't. Okuk from Lagos. While there's someone else, I prefer if you mind your language when you send messages. Someone is a little vulgar here, so please, I wouldn't take that. So, your thoughts on some of these. Okay, this one says, my name is Victor. I thought it was a phone problem, and I spent 1,500 naira to fix it. Okay, who is this? Anyhow, we have so many of these messages. All right, so what would you want to leave us with? How can we stay safe? We've seen that feature, trying to advise us on what to do. As someone who is almost always online, how can we stay safe? For those of us who don't know what you know. Okay,
I would advise, because when the outage happened, a lot of people who rely on Facebook in getting their form filled. Now, when you are filling a form, have you seen Facebook, these pop-ups like, do you have Facebook account?
Yes.
Do you have LinkedIn account to log into a particular website?
Yes.
To register, to skip all the putting of password, username and all that, because you have Facebook account.
Yes.
Facebook want to know everything about your life.
Your life.
By allowing Facebook, by using Facebook as a username for that particular form you are filling, or website that you are filling. Then when the outage happens like this again, you will never be able to access that particular website.
Wow.
So you have to avoid that. Anytime you are filling a form, take that pain. Fill out new username, fill out your email that is active. Fill out every of your personal.
Not do that auto.
Don't always accept Facebook being your reason
they'll ask
to
you to
fill a
remind
particular form.
Facebook will ask you, can I remember?
There's always an option. If you have LinkedIn account, if you have Twitter account, you have Facebook account, they want you to click on that Facebook to fill in that particular form for you. It's AI. It's called AI. Because all your username, your personal name that you use on Facebook, your email that you use, your phone number is already stored on Facebook. So the moment you click that I have Facebook account, it jumps into that space.
Into the space and
then
remembers it
takes,
for you.
The reason why a lot of people do that is because they are so much in a hurry. They don't want to take that pain of filling the form again over and again. And they just say, okay, since I have a Facebook profile.
I am not a fan of filling forms. So when I see shortcuts like that, but thanks for telling me.
If you fill it, whenever another outage happens, just forget about that particular website. Whatever you have done, they will just forget about you. You may not have the opportunity of do what you have done on that.
On the lighter side, just before, when all this happened, when people were really not comfortable, trust Nigerians. Well, not just Nigerians. We made fun of most of these things.
Yeah.
So there were so many images, memes of Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, trying to do some connection. Then there was look at this one.
They call it
yes. This one is Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp shut down. People who don't have Twitter, they were all now, of course, people who don't have Twitter now. People freaking out about Facebook being down for 6 hours. Well, Sims is actually playing. Playing Sims. I like this one. Mark Zuckerberg said, Facebook, did I scare you? Did I scare you? And that was an interesting one. I mean, people will just have a way of actually making fun about most of these things. Everything. We back, the whole world was on pause for quite some time. It was almost practically like that the world was actually on pause.
Still,
I like this one too. All right, that's Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Then I don't know. Many of you would have seen all these.
Nigerians, we try to make something.
Look at Max. Oh, my poor guy. He's trying to
hilarious out of difficult situation.
Yes.
To ease those tensions.
Yes.
So they were able to come up with all these things, and eventually people will laugh it off. And life goes on.
Life goes on. All right, well, life is going on. We're gradually coming to the end of the program. My name is Godia Emmanuel. I thought my friend hacked my account because he has been disturbing me to sell my account, for which I refused. So when I noticed it, I called him on phone and started insulting him. I don't know, just the many things we do when we actually thought that something was wrong. Anyhow, whatever it is, first, they know that it wasn't the federal government that attempted to shut you out. It was a global problem. And Facebook is trying, as said, they have rectified it. And it's not the first time it's happening. But in all, you have to try to be safe. All those information the kind of places you go to, when I see your account and I see the kind of posts they send to you, I know the kind of things you have been searching. That's why they are sending some of these things to you. So be careful what you post. You don't know who is saying it. You don't know what's happening at the back end of this. Dotun, thank you very much for coming around.
I really appreciate you. Thank you for having me on this show.
All right.
Yeah, and I look forward to more.
Yes, we should have you on again. It was you're quite a resource for us. Yeah. All right, my name is Cecil Egbele. This is the point where I take a bow and tell you we'll see you again next week.